Hello and welcome to the Embrace Games archive. Today we will do a video with Jukka Kovalainen, who is our technical engineer. Hello Jukka.
Hi there.
How is it?
It's good.
Nice. I thought we could get to know you a little bit more and talk about your role here in the archive. So can you give us a short presentation of what you are doing and who are you?
So my name is Jukka Kovalainen. I'm the chief technical engineer and process leader for the archive. So my work mainly consists of working with database and designing it together with Natalia. And my other main task is all the technical questions that arise with the collection.
Yes.
So for example, repairs, maintenance, and so on.
And you're also, in general, very good at fixing stuff. Everything from building up a kitchen to fix something that's broken. So
yeah, that and planning how we work efficiently with the collection also.
Yeah.
So work processes like how do you register something, how can we improve on it, how can we make the results consistent when we have multiple people registering objects.
Yes. So I thought that during this video we will look a little bit at the database and also some of the challenges you're faced with, and also look into the workstation where you fix stuff. But first we can film these boxes, because just some weeks ago we had what we called battery days. Could you explain what we were doing?
Yeah, so our collection has just 2 years ago were unpacked and put into shelves. Yeah. And since then these come from many different collectors and people that have donated their collections to us. And some of them just were in pretty rough shape, some of them, and most were in pretty good shape. But the thing is that people forget that they have batteries inside of their units.
Yeah, so we had to go through every object that's in our archive and see what batteries we could find. And it was quite a lot.
Yeah, so we got almost 10 kilograms of primary cells, and then about 5 kilograms of rechargeable batteries. And some of these are ones that we're saving, and some of them are beyond saving, and we see them as worn out parts.
Because batteries can, of course, be like do harm, be dangerous to have.
Yeah.
Because they can leak and also swell.
Yeah, so here we have an example of leakage. This is probably some batteries that were bundled in with controller or something perhaps. And then we have built-in batteries like for the Sony PSP that's swelled quite a lot.
Yeah, and that could also break the unit itself.
This one had actually snapped the cover off its hinges, so it was lying loose there, and it was a never opened PSP unit. So we got things like the Nintendo DS. These ones were sorry, this is Advanced SP, sorry. The Advanced SP, the backplate of it had budged out even.
Yeah.
So this one, some of these had swelled that much that it deformed the case of it.
So it's a tip for all of you collectors or that have video games at home. Please check your batteries, and if you have like a Game Boy Advance or PSP or something, please load it now and then.
You should keep a regular interval when you charge them, so that the batteries don't deplete totally. Yeah. So because if your battery reaches 0 voltage when you recharge it again, you do a slight bit of damage to the cells, and in some cases it can really swell up, and in worst cases this might break and start a fire when you're charging.
So we worked together and went through every object, and it feels nice to have finally remove all that these batteries.
Yeah, and if you come across anything like this, a battery that's has leaked, your best friend is vinegar, and if I put a few droplets of it here, you can see it starts foaming up. That means it's working and getting cleaned up. Yeah. So vinegar or some kind of acid and then work it until it stops bubbling. You might need to repeat this process a few times, and then end it with cleaning. You can either use a little bit of water or isopropyl alcohol. So just clean it with that. And another thing that we've done is collected some batteries that are still unusable, but we still need to know the weight of them, and we might be able to rebuild these. So, for example, here we have a laptop battery for a Mac G3. So if we're gonna put in a dummy unit, we want to know the weight of it, so it feels as realistic as possible. Or we might be able to rebuild it if we want to have a battery pack in the computer. Then there are some rechargeable cells that we don't know exactly how it's charged, so we keep them just in case and put a note on them what they come from.
And this was the first most important removal of the batteries. The work will continue, of course, with systems and other things.
Yeah, there are some units that have built-in batteries that are much harder to reach, that you have to disassemble more. Yeah. Those we have marked as that they need to be handled, and then we have something like let's say the Sony PlayStation 3 controllers. Those are pretty hard to disassemble, so those we will need to spend a lot more time on to disassemble properly.
We can, before we move on, I remember we began with this shelf, me and Natalia. It's only held systems all the way. So it took some time, just the first shelf. Yeah. But we also have a problem with, a question we got very often is how do we do with sealed games? Do we unseal them, or how do we do? And you can talk a little bit about that.
Preferably, we are going to unseal them, because we've seen a problem with the shrink wrap on the plastics. For example, this is one of our examples. This is not a game per se, but it shows the problem with shrink plastic, and it keeps shrinking with time. Yeah. And it can really deform and damage stuff. Here we have another prime example, the Castle Wolfenstein for the Commodore, before it became Wolfenstein 3D, of great renown.
You can really see here that it's like a skateboard ramp.
It's really imploded the box. Yeah. So that's one of the problems with shrink plastic. And this might be a reseal. I'm
not sure if it could be a reseal, but you can also see here that it's like squeezes the box.
And same here, and it's tight like a drum. So that's one of the work processes that we're working on. How do we unseal a game? We have to document everything that's inside of it when we unseal it. So that's one of the main tasks we have right now. We have unsealed some, and we have photographed there, and we have a separate document to make notes in. But in the future, we want to have these kind of efforts registered in the database instead.
Yes. But we talked a little bit about the database. Can we go and look? Can you give us a quick view of the current state of the database?
Of course. So the current state of the database, we haven't moved that much forward with development. We've done some quality of life improvements. We've done some preliminary tests on a mobile application to be able to move stuff.
Can say hi to Natalia as well. Hello.
So the system that we're using is axial collections. So we can do a quick count on how many registered objects we have. So we recently passed 40,000 objects. I think it was last week, actually.
Yeah, and we estimate that we have around 80,000 objects. So we are like halfway there.
So as we said before, we have a pretty rudimentary database in this setting. But so what we're registering right now is which collection is the object is from, what kind of object category it is, if is it a game or an accessory or merchandising or so on. Yeah. we got a platform, and we got a title, and so on. In some cases, we have to register what kind of language, originality, or geographical region the game has. So if, for example, a game was localized for Germany or Japan or whatever it could be. And we also got the ways to set the broadcast standard, or rather region lock. So if it's a PAL game or a NTSC game, for example, here we have a prime example of a region locked game, PlayStation 1 game, Final Fantasy 7, and it's region locked to PAL region.
Yeah. But can we do like a test search? Maybe like Doom or Metroid or something like that?
Let's search for Metroid. And now I'm just making a basic search, so everything that contains the word Metroid.
And there we can see all the games that we have in the, all the Metroid-related games that we have in the database.
So
we have 28 hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we can easily find where it is located, which acquisition it is from. So for example, here we have one from the Austria collection, and it's located in row 9, bay 12.
Metroid AGRM. Nice. And eventually we have plans to spread the info about what we have in the database.
Yeah. We're going to make a mirrored representation of our internal database made publicly available externally. Yeah. So you'll probably not get more information than there is shown on this basic identification screen, because we have more information in these fields here. Yeah,
but so it's an easy way for somebody sitting at home to see if you got the game or not, if they want to help us out, or maybe they wonder if we got it.
Exactly.
Nice. So the database is ongoing, and you continuously improve it and make it work better.
Yeah, exactly. And right now we're looking at upgrading the version of Excel collections to the latest release that is being made available now just this week, actually, I think.
Should we end the video with taking a quick look at the Workstation workshop area?
Yeah, sure.
But we can quickly say that we haven't given this area that much time and work yet. But we have like a first station here for you to start with, at least.
Yeah, so the place is still a bit of a mess, because we had to do quite a lot of emergency repairs on stuff that were very corroded due to the batteries and leaking capacitors. I've been hard at work here, so thus it looks a bit like a mess, and we've done some exhibitions also.
But we got some nice signs here, and also Pac-Man is here, and so it's nice.
We've got a few computers lying around here, because we had a presentation for a school on the history of esports. So we had to set up some old computers. So there's multiple projects right here going on right now. So
but in some weeks we're gonna give this area more time and arrange some shelves and just clean up, because we got some nice things laying around here. For a lot of our monitors is here, but we will move out most of them into the archive in the upcoming weeks.
Most of these have been also tested by us, and done some preventative repairs on some of them that we know are troublesome.
Yeah. Nice, Yuka. It became quite a long video, but I hope the people enjoyed it. And please feel free to ask Yuka some questions if you're wondering something about the work that he are doing here, and also we as a group. And we will also film other members of our crew, so you get to know them better and see the work that we do here in the archive. Yeah? Should we say goodbye, Yuka?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.